Just because the record and the attendance figures are not quite Cardinal-like, it doesn't mean people are not discussing Cardinal baseball. Everybody has ideas, and tonight you will hear ideas from one of the best in the business, broadcaster Mike Claiborne. My conversation with Mike is tonight's Sunday Conversation. And it's a pleasure to welcome Mike Claiborne. Are there ever times in the booth where you say to yourself, I can't believe I'm doing Cardinal baseball on KMOX. If my dad could see me now, I'm a DeAndres kid who's now broadcasting Cardinal baseball.
Probably every other day. I mean, you think about it, the people that you work with, you go back to Mike and Jack and people that you admired listening to, and now all of a sudden you're working with them. Yeah, and I don't ever begrudge it. I mean, because it's something that's, I'm very fortunate to be able to do.
You were really tight with Mike Shannon, one of his closest friends, especially at the end. What's your best Mike Shannon story in 30 or 45 seconds? I know I'm catching you off guard here.
That's a true curveball. I remember one time we had gone out. We were out that night, and we were going to play golf the next day, and it was a very early tee time. And we're out playing, and we threw 7 holes, and Mike was up. He was up, I think, 2 under. And some guy drove out on the golf course and said, which one of you guys is Mike Shannon? He said, that's me. He said, well, the hotel just called, and apparently you left the bathwater running, and 2 floors below you are now flooded. Mike didn't, it was putting for birdie, and he never looked up.
So, in his prime, would Tony La Russa have more wins with this baseball team right now than Ali Marmol has?
No. I think that what Ali's done, he's short-handed. He doesn't have enough players that are ready to win, and he's getting a lot out of some players that I didn't think was possible. And Tony, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a phenomenal manager, but Tony always had more players, better players, more experienced players. You know, Ali's developing some guys fresh out of the womb, and I think that's something we have to understand and be patient with.
So I said this past offseason, this was the first time I felt in covering the Cardinals in 3 decades that they really didn't have a chance to win. And I don't want to be negative, but I think we're going to probably be in the same predicament next offseason.
See, you know? I thought this year they were going to compete. I thought it was going to be Cardinals, Cubs, and Cincinnati. I never saw Milwaukee coming, and I don't think a lot of people did.
The best way to improve the pitching staff is probably not going to be through free agency. You're going to have to package what you got. How do you see it?
I think that's one of the routes, and then you have to count on your minor league guys moving up the ladder as well. You know, we're looking for Quinn Matthews to be better next year. Cooper Jerpy's coming off of Tommy John. Here's a guy who's a former first-round pick. Then there's Tink Henson. If we can keep him healthy, then all of a sudden you have some people creating competition, and that's what this team and this organization needs, more internal competition.
There still has to be a trade.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. You're going to have to find some pitching somewhere outside the organization. There's no question about that, and how they do it, because I don't know whether you notice or not, we have a plethora of left-handed hitters. I mean, we have left-handed hitters everywhere at various positions, so that might be an area you might want to try and move with regard to being able to get some players back.
Let's talk about a right-handed hitter. Everybody wants Jordan Walker to succeed. It's 900 at-bats, and the power's not there. What's the next step with him? What do you do to try to get him to the next level?
Well, we've seen a small improvement with regard to his approach at the plate. And I think it's just growth that he just had to get at-bats. Remember, most guys had 1,000 at-bats in the minor leagues. He didn't get that. Yeah. So he had to learn on the job at the big league level. And he's made some adjustments. I think he's a better hitter now than he was this time last year. He's certainly a better defender now than he was this time last year. So I think patience and growth are some of the things, and he's got to be more disciplined at the plate. Don't chase the pitches, the breaking ball, recognize the strikes early in the count, and see what happens.
All right, let's talk J.J. Weatherholt with his 900 OPS. Is he a starter next season from day one, you think?
I'm not handing anybody the job right off the bat. You earn it. The question is, where do you play him? I mean, you have an all-star second baseman. You have a shortstop that might set the record for fielding percentage. And you have an open position at third base with Nolan Gorman if he's going to be part of that equation. So I'm not sure where his job is going to, where it's going to take him. I don't know is he an outfielder? I just don't know.
How do you think we will remember the John Mozeliak era?
You know, obviously you would like the ending to be better, but there's a lot of good things that he's done with this organization. I mean, this was a winning organization for a number of years. Now, obviously, there's been a bump in the road, but I think he's been a very good person as far as leading this organization. I think the question is, does he get a red jacket at some point?
Speaking of red jackets, it's going to happen for Al Hrabowski, and it's going to happen for Walt Jocketty and Edgar Renteria. But Al, who you are particularly close to, this must really be cool for you.
I am so forward looking to going to this event and watching him go in. You know, he is, in my opinion, when you think about Gibson and Brock and Musial and people of that nature, why isn't Al in that conversation? He was an exceptional player. He's been an incredible ambassador. He was a broadcaster, and he is a friend to everyone. And I couldn't think of a better person to represent the Cardinals.
Baseball broadcasters are like Supreme Court justices, great longevity, great job security. You could do this for a long, long time?
I won't. I'll know when it's time. And I've seen people that maybe stayed maybe a little too long. I don't want to be that person, you know. I don't want to have somebody tap me on the shoulder and say it's over. I'll figure it out.